AI systems are already making decisions about your loan, your medical diagnosis, and your job application. But what happens when they get it wrong? An AI that illegally denies housing to a specific group isn't just a technical glitch, it's a governance failure. And in our new reality, "we didn't know" is no longer an acceptable excuse. Welcome. Today, we are moving beyond the abstract hype of AI ethics and into the single most critical, practical tool for governing this technology, the AI impact assessment. I'm not just talking about an optional checklist. I'm talking about a mandatory, systematic process that translates vague principles like fairness and accountability into verifiable, concrete engineering and business practices. The three pillars. Why the AIA is non-negotiable. Why is this so critical? The importance of the AIA stands on three pillars. Pillar 1, it is a legal and compliance mandate. This is no longer an academic exercise. Major governance frameworks, from the EU AI Act to the international ISO 42001 standard, mandate impact assessments for high-risk systems. For those in Europe, the Fundamental Rights Impact Assessment, or FRIA, is the mechanism to determine if a system's risk to health, safety, and human rights is even acceptable. Pillar 2, it is proactive risk management. The AIA is an ex-ante tool. That means we run it before deployment, not after the harm is done. It forces us to systematically identify potential harms across the entire AI lifecycle. From a biased dataset in a design brief to a discriminatory outcome in deployment, we are looking beyond just technical bugs to find the interconnected legal, ethical, and societal fault lines before they break. Pillar 3, it is the foundation of trust and accountability. Trust isn't built with marketing slogans, it's built with evidence. The AIA is that evidence. It creates an auditable, documented trail of every decision, every trade-off, and every risk you chose to accept. It is the definitive answer to the question, how can you prove your AI is responsible? So, how do we conduct one? An AIA is not a linear, one-time report. It is a continuous, cyclical process integrated directly into the AI lifecycle. Let's walk through the 4 essential phases. Phase 1, initiation and scoping. Think of this as the architect's blueprint. Before we lay a single brick, we must ask, what are we building, why, and for whom? First, we define the system and its purpose. What is the specific justified problem this AI solves? Second, we conduct risk classification or triage. This is the most important first step. We must determine if this system is high risk. Is it making decisions with serious legal or physical consequences? Is it processing sensitive data? The answer determines the entire rigor of our assessment. Third, we identify all stakeholders. This is not just our users. It includes indirectly affected communities, marginalized groups, and even potential malicious actors. And this leads to the most important question of all, the appropriateness check. We must ask, should we even build this? Is an AI solution the best or safest way to solve this problem? Phase 2, identification and analysis. This is the stress test. Now we take our blueprint and look for every possible point of failure. Here, we conduct the deep impact assessment. We are not just assessing code, we are assessing a socio-technical system. We analyze how the system could impact fundamental human rights, from equality and non-discrimination to privacy and freedom of expression. This requires deep data and bias scrutiny. We analyze our training data, who is represented, and critically, who is missing. We document known systemic and computational biases that could compromise our goals. We also analyze failures and misuse. What are the consequences of a false positive, a false negative? A medical scan that misses cancer is not the same as a bad movie recommendation. We must understand the severity of the harm. Phase 3, mitigation, treatment, and decision-making. An assessment that doesn't lead to action is just paperwork. This phase is about management and control. First, we prioritize and treat the risks we found. Like any risk management, we can choose to mitigate, transfer, avoid, or formally accept the risk. Next, we implement controls. These are the guardrails. A technical control might be a fairness toolkit. A procedural control is a robust human oversight process. This is crucial. We must define where a human has the expertise and the authority to override the AI's decision. Finally, we make the final decision. We document all residual risks, the risks that remain after our mitigation efforts, and obtain formal C-level sign-off. We are now accountable for that documented risk. Phase 4. Documentation and continuous monitoring. The assessment is not finished at deployment. This is where the blueprint ends and the sentry begins. The AIA is a living document. We document and communicate all findings to create an auditable, transparent record. But most importantly, we implement continuous monitoring. We track the system's actual performance and impact in the real world, hunting for emergent risks we didn't anticipate. And we define triggers for reassessment. If our algorithm changes, our training data is updated, or new regulations appear, the cycle begins again. Ultimately, the AI impact assessment reframes our entire objective. It compels us to stop asking, "Can we build this?" and instead start asking, "Should we build this?" This assessment is not a bureaucratic brake pedal, it is a strategic navigation tool. It provides the critical data and stakeholder insights to ensure that as we build powerful systems, we are not just building them right, but more importantly, we are building the right systems.